Hey guys, Sarge here. This will be the January 9th, 1942 combat replay for my 1v1 against Invictus on War of the Pacific Admirals Edition on Scenario 2. We're starting on this screen because I need to start the video with something a bit different. The reason it's been this long is until just a couple days ago, Invictus had quit. The results are in this video. I was able to talk to him and help him with the reasons why the results happened the way they did and the mechanics of the game, because he had been operating under the assumption of an incorrect assumption with the way task forces operate. So after I gave him those pointers and he had some time to cool off after the initial watching of the replay, and I did ask him, does he want to return? And he said, give me a couple days to look at the turn and I'll get back to you. And while he's gonna keep going. That's the reason why I've delayed this long for the video, because I was hoping he would come back. So obviously I know what happens. So I do know what happens, which is why I was a bit confused with his reaction the way it was. He does retake Aichen because I abandoned that. It was too far forward. He does more unloading at Port Moresby. Do get a hit on the Seattle Maru. Don't know if this is not set on fire, but it is on fire. And we are about to begin a very, very crazy day. One of his ships does sink. He's invasion's action support. Now we do heavy damage to the Seattle Maru, 6-inch guns. Do quite a bit of damage to AKs. It's like, knowing the results, it's going to be kind of up to you guys whether you think I won this or not. I think I did. I think the results are about even, maybe in my favor a little bit, but that'll be up to you guys to decide. So while I do get into his carriers, it is not with the force that I wanted it to be. It is one of my heavy cruiser squadrons. We do hit the Kaga's flight deck with an 8-inch. It does have 2 battleships in the group as well. Speed ahead, because I'll just say not much happens in this engagement. He gets off pretty well in this engagement.
Hello,
I do start out losing the heavy cruiser Australia.
This is Orphan Ann at Radio
And
Tokyo,
in return he just
bringing you some hot music
takes a couple
and
hits, the
another blow
Shikaka gets
to
set
your
on
morale.
fire.
Today, our High
I take
Command
quite a bit of
announced
damage
that
here.
the Imperial Navy has achieved another great victory near Port
And now here
Moresby,
comes the
with the sinking
this
of
is the
two
big
carriers,
battle of the day.
a battleship, and numerous cruisers and
Force
destroyers.
Z versus 4 Japanese battleships. He immediately starts with a belt penetration on the repulse. We're only hitting him with a couple 4-inch guns on the deck. tower armor pen, fire control down on the repulse. Oh, come on, Amir. I really do want to slow watch this to find out the exact damage I did to his battleships. But this is gonna be a while. So I'd suggest skipping ahead if you guys don't want to sit through all of this. I also kind of want to slow watch it because you don't get many battleship versus battleship engagements, really. Especially on YouTube, you just don't see the battle itself. Now we've yet to get any main gun hits. Stand corrected. Hit the Nagato's upper works with a 14-inch shell. Another belt pen on the repulse. The repulse is just taking a huge beating. I hit the Yamashiro with a 15-inch pen. He's just ripping up the repulse. Definitely taking the brunt of the damage here. Come on. A severe engine damage on the Tatsukaze. Like that now. I'm also going to be writing down, Hypno explosion of Farmers torpedoes, that's huge. Writing down any severe damage that happens. Like engines, fire control, guns. Stop hitting the repulse. Repulse is trying to fire back, takes severe engine damage. I need to get some hits. Now this jittering makes this really difficult to watch. I apologize. We're at 9,000 yards. No, staying right there, it increased back up to 11,000 yards. Hit the Yamashiro, severe damage, just severe damage. Nothing extra. Yamashiro looks to be in bad shape as well. Definitely has heavy fires. Pope is soaking up a lot of damage. My few destroyers are doing a really good job of screening and keeping their destroyers at bay. Range closes back to 10,000. Another pen on the repulse. Another belt pen, internal explosion. Oh, come on, hit him back. Hit Oise, just superstructure and fires. on, Prince of Wales. The hell you doing? You guys have good captains. You have good crews. That's another thing. Prince of Wales and Repulse got great crews. Well, maybe not great, but they got way more experienced crews due to the fact with the Borneo engagements where they just clobbered like 20 ships. So the fact we're not getting a lot of hits with my big guns is pretty annoying, and the Prince of Wales not engaging is disappointing. Magazines flooded on the Yamashiro. That's good to know. So I think it's safe to say at this point that the Repulse will be going down. It is taking all the damage, and it will sink during the battle. A 40 centimeter? That 15-inch? No, he's got basically got 16-inch guns. Where's the 16-inch guns? Yeah, Prince of Wales, yeah, fire away your useless guns. Is it the Nagata that has the 16s? Because I don't think the Fusos have 16s. Get a nice hit on there, and we do lose the Repulse. Task Force Commander orders disengage. Repulse didn't do as much damage as I'd hoped, but it did soak up a lot of the attention. There we go, hit the Issei. There we go. Prince of Wales, where are you now only just firing, or at least hitting with your main guns? Nagato lost a turret. At least one turret. Yeah, look at this. Why is the Prince of Wales going off right now, dude? Where was this at the beginning of the battle? Kashima just got hit by a 14-inch. Twice. Holy crap. Prince of Wales, what are you doing? Hit the battleships. We're finally pulling away again. Because funny enough, as soon as he ordered disengage, they got closer. Nice, hit another hit on the Issei. Just as critical damage. Hit on the Yamashiro. Internal explosions. Another hit. Tower control. Fire control. I think Yamashiro's going down. or will be going down. Should definitely make it back to his own ports, that's for sure. So he's not gonna get Port Moresby fast enough. I don't think he's getting it soon at all. He'll need to come back with more troops. Well, I wasn't marking down how many hits with big guns I got on the battleships. I was marking down any critical information for the damage. Another order to disengage increased to 11,000 yards. I think this is another problem as well. I got him at night in close quarters. If it was farther away, I think the Prince of Wales and Repulse's armor would have done a lot better. And their guns still would have just as effectively punched right through. It is interesting how the game decides when they engage, because technically I hit in the second move phase. But like, do both move phases happen at night? Like, it doesn't exactly make... It isn't very... Yeah, it's the Nagatos that have the 16-inch guns. It's not very clear how it all works, because they got there in the second move phase. So you'd think that'd be during the day. Another hit on the Yamashiro. Another hit on damage control. I mean, not another hit on damage control. That's the first hit on damage control. I hit the Fuso. I didn't see any important damage other than the upper works carried away or something. And I was trying to write down Yamashiro's damage. Another hit on the... Dude, Prince of Wales, stop firing your main guns on the Kashima. We get it. We get it, the Kashima's gonna sink. Stop hitting the Kashima. That's the 5th hit you've got on Kashima. With your 14-inch hit shells, dude. Range increases to 16,000. Oh, small gun hit on the Issei. Explosions and superstructure, Prince of Wales. Hit the Issei superstructure. Yamashiro with 5¼ inch guns, so it doesn't do anything. Come on, neither does disengage. Increases to 18,000. Oh, another just 5¼ inch hit. Oh, Tenedos got hit by a 16-inch shell. First damage is taken is from a 16-inch hit. Prince of Wales. You've got a good captain. Why are you shooting the Kashima with 16-inch shells? Range increased to 21,000. Gotta be close to disengage at this point. 22,000. Another 16-inch hit on the Tornadoes. 24,000. 26,000. 27,000. 10 of those goes down, increased to 30. Another hitting me in again. And task forces finally break off. Oh boy. Yeah, this is just huge. 1 hit on the Fuso, 5 on the Nagato, on fire. Yamashiro's gonna go down. Had to plug its magazine, fire control, and damage control are down. Issei, all I saw was critical damage, and it is on heavy fires. Kashima, that's going down. Has to. Tatsukaze, probably going down with heavy fires. Lose the repulse. Tenedos in the engagement. Alright, next engagement. Oh no, both task forces evade combat. Shikaku's still on fire. And they just decide not to engage, unfortunately. Next engagement. Between heavy cruiser and a battleship. Just so this video isn't 40 minutes long, the only one I really wanted to show was that beginning one. So I'm going to speed ahead here. Lose the Canberra. Isokaze has heavy fires, heavy damage. Get 1 something sort of hit on the Fuso. Gonna be losing all 3 of those. Destroyer gets caught. That gets sunk. Other heavy cruiser group that came in late on accident. Don't know if it would have mattered at all in any of the engagements, or maybe I should have combined it all into one fleet. I don't know. It can go back and forth. It can be debated whether or not I had proper task force compositions. So I'm going to speed ahead here. What is unfortunate is I do like these US treaty heavy cruisers. Even with 8-inch guns, we now have heavy fires, heavy damage on the Fuso. Kitakami's on fire, Yayoi's on fire, and Oite's on fire. Now just having fires is huge on Japanese ships early game. Well, I mean just in general. As well as they're pretty far from any of their own bases. They can't repair at Shortlands. They have to at least get to Rabal. And damage will be ticking that whole time. On to the air phase, finally. And unfortunately, these carriers are still operable. Bombing the base at Clark to prevent base building, which is the appropriate action. When you're sieging, you should really be just bombing the base and not the troops. I mean, have some on the troops to keep some disruption, but you want to prevent them from building up their fort levels again. which is why you do airfield strikes. Well, yeah, open ground obviously is going to be ground bombing. He's not worried about dealing with a siege. Do shoot down a Sally. That's nice. Get through all the China stuff here. And unfortunately, I know what happens. Try another Sally. Small consolation. Yep, here we go. Goodbye. Goodbye, entire Australian fleet. I was hoping I'd get into the carriers with 4C. But that didn't happen. Maybe I should have just put them all in one task force. He does have a ship go down there. Not even the destroyers are safe. In terms of points, this is a huge point swing for him. Get a hit into one of his AKs and put it on heavy fires. Kunusaga Maru. Finally takes Mersing. Delivered attack at Port Moresby with a division and a base force. I don't think he's going to take it. He does reduce the forts to level 1. Takes 430 casualties, only 2 squads destroyed, an engineer and a gun. 32 disabled squads, 18 engineers and 6 guns. I lose 319 casualties. 1 squad destroyed, 23 disabled, with 3 engineers disabled. Shock attacks and still doesn't kill these guys. It's annoying. He's doing an AV check at Ceylon. He has a little bit more than I do. Clark field bombardments. He loses a vehicle, 2 disabled, I lose 3 squads. And my personal bombardment at Clark, 240 casualties, 1 squad destroyed, 5 vehicles destroyed, with 23 squads disabled, 3 engineers, and 4 vehicles. And my deliberate attack at Loyang, just ran around full circle, capture him, and he does retreat. Getting rid of an AA regiment is also nice. He only loses 11 squads and 22 supports, 12 guns, 10 vehicles. I lose nothing. Unfortunately, he didn't take more casualties because I really think he should have. Clear terrain, 8-1 odds. He chased me with a third of a division outside of Yan'an, and it still doesn't kill it. This is annoying. Hengyang expands to 3, Ankang to 2. So I mean, as you guys see, like, you can make your own opinion on that result, but that was certainly nothing to quit over. He took minimal damage to his carriers. Only 1 even got set on fire. he knocked out a battleship and a battle cruiser, 4 heavy cruisers, and like 10 destroyers. So this was a huge result for him. He did take battleship. He definitely took some battleship losses. Yamashiro definitely. Fuso very likely. I don't think the Issei or the Nagato will go down. Let me just check one more time. Issei does have heavy fires. That is very detrimental for him. So that has a chance of going down. Nagato is missing at least 1 turret. I can't understand with the way they type it, whether it's 1 turret with 2 guns or 2 turrets of 2 guns. He's definitely lost the Fuso and Yamashiro, and he's most likely lost the Issei. Let's just check air losses first, I guess. Minus float planes. I didn't lose much. He lost 2 Sallies. The Daves confirmed something that carried float planes went down. Could have also been the Kashima. I lost 2 Lodestar Ops. Dude, these things just Ops lost the hell out of each other. He loses a Topsy, Lily, Mavis, and a Nell, and an Alf. So that ground loss, that's 2 ships at least. 3 if it's only 1 plane per. And lose a Hudson. Alright, ship sunk last turn. Look at all of that, dude. Yeah, 9 destroyers, 4 heavy cruisers, battleship, battle cruiser. There's a few good destroyers in there as well. And all I claim for is the Issei. I say he lost 2 or 3 destroyers, the light cruiser Kashima, and 2 to 3 battleships. And that was literally all my surface combatants in Aussie area, so I'm gonna have to move a lot down there really quick. Yeah, I can't do anything with those battleships. And sending heavy cruisers again. I mean, I do need something there because I can't just give it up. But I would need to be extra careful. As you can see, I have no surface combatants. His task forces got heavily split up here. KB is still inside of Port Moresby. Looks like I did have 3 planes fly to Port Moresby, so they didn't saved a couple planes of pilots. Lost 3 pilots and 3 missing. 3 killed, 3 missing. I don't think he has enough to to take Port Moresby. Because he's definitely pulling out with his battleships. I mean, it's going to be really close here. It is going to be really close. It says he has 3 units on Davao. We know about that infantry regiment and a base force, and it's going to be something else. I think this decision was correct to hold these guys back. I'll need to divide this up so he can maybe recover a little bit quicker. Can't divide up brigades, unfortunately. Need to put replacements on for the base forces so they get engineers. Oh yeah, this is what he chased me with. And now what I get to do is I just get to run. I get to retry to run away the way I want to go. Yeah, I want him to kill these units. And this one too. That's where we need. That's where I want it to be. Second transitions at Miri. Heavy volume at truck. Weather report. Advantageous for me, I'd say. Unfortunately, I do have to deal with the malaria zone. Oh, not end orders phase. I want to see the weather. Dealing with the malaria zone is going to be tough because I really don't want to give up this hex right here because it is wooded. He has to shock attack over it. So that gives me a huge defensive bonus. But the problem is, it's off a base, so I take increased fatigue and supply. And I don't want to go. And Pegu is just another defense point after I get pushed out because that is clear terrain. I have started to try and build it up, but I think it's a bit late. But I am trying my best there. Waiting on those guys. So I got AK at Balboa, got an AP at Mare Island, Air HQ at Madras, and a unit that moved on the rail down here. Yep. P-38s, move them back into Calcutta this turn. How good's the A? Nope, wrong place. AK, AP, and it is a very good sized AP here. Cruise speed's 11, that's alright, good AA actually, very good AA. Gonna have to try and reorient myself. I have a troop convoy heading to Pearl. I haven't opened this save in like nearly 2 weeks, so that would be why I don't really know where shit is. So these are coming from Australia. I understand that. These guys coming back from probably Christmas or something. You guys are trying to get to Canton to get out this engineer base force. You guys are going to Pearl with large APs. Need to start building up Penryn. Need to make sure I click on these to start building up Penryn. I do need... Actually, these don't need an airfield to operate. They just need the aviation support, but I still might bring it up to level 1, just so... I mean, just so I could put fighters there if I need to. And here, just putting supply at Pago. Definitely want to secure Pago. And with all this extra ASW at Port Moresby, I did pull these guys out of port. It's funny because you'd think if they're disbanded, like they'd be in a spot where they could unload, but no, you have to have them in a task force to unload, which makes sense. I mean, it's to prevent people from just cheesing it with disbanding, so you can't touch them at sea. But that'll be good for Noumea. 3rd Australian Brigade is getting unloaded. Get that much needed aviation support. And I still just got more of the brigade unloading. These guys are here. on a bit of a layover to fuel these two light cruisers. Yeah, light cruiser is the biggest thing I have over here. Biggest darn thing I have in SOPAC right now is a light cruiser. Got all of that fuel, got an AR. AR made it, the Castor made it. I might leave it at Perth, to be honest. I mean, the campaign's still going really well. So, it is a setback. Probably the first actual setback I've had this campaign. But that is that. Oh, he's also walking up to here to try and create another axis of advance in North Burma. We have reached 41.5 minutes. Okay. I'm going to end this episode here. Hope you guys enjoyed the battleship engagement, and hopefully this game keeps on going. See you guys in the next one.